Alright, people, I hope we're all doing marvelously well. It's Smarkmix once again. Our topic for today's episode is drum replacement / drum layering. But for the purpose of today's study, we'll be diving more into the drum layering as against the drum replacement. Why do mixing engineers want to layer or replace drums? There are different factors that could connote this. One of the factors is a bad recording as a result of the mic placement. Why maybe the recording engineer didn't accurately or correctly place the drum mics. Two is the drummers. Some drummers might be inexperienced. They are not accurately hitting the drum head with precision at every hit. Another one I could pick out of so many instances is the room where the drums was actually recorded might actually affect the impact of the drums in the recording. So, because the joy of a music producer is a punchy drums in the mix. The joy of an artist is a punchy drums. The joy of the listener or the expression of the listener is a music with a punchy drums. And your obligation as a mixer or as a mixing engineer is to be able to have the technical know-how of how you can go about reinforcing the drums to make the drums stronger, punchy, in order to carry the music through. Before I go further in this episode, if you're just joining my video or you're just seeing my video for the first time, please do hit a like and comment on the video, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel in order to get notification for subsequent videos which are gonna hit you pretty much soon. Alright, let's get into today's business. Drum layering / drum replacement. So basically, let me play the drums without layering and you see what we are getting. You see that the drums is sounding so lifeless. The kick is missing. The snare is not really adequate to where it should be. So what we're going to do right away, without further ado, is solo your kick. I'm going to use kick in for my reference. I solo my kick in, then I highlight the entire kick in, and I'll come here where it's saying audio bend. I'll put it on, come to audio bend marker. I'll show it. I'll ask you to analyze. My transient. So the transient has been analyzed completely. So on your keyboard, you can press T, or you can press this plus button sign and come to instrument. Then I can name this. I'll name it my kick plus. That's what I usually name it. So you come down to output here at this ascending down here. You click, because I'm going to use battery 4 to trigger the drums, the kick I want to use. So I'll select battery 4 and press OK. So instantly, automatically battery 4 is there. So what I do next is to highlight this transient that has been analyzed. On your window key, press Alt and drag down. Or on your Mac keys, you can press Option and drag down. So it's initializing. So by the time it's through, all the transient has been analyzed and has been placed onto the MIDI channel. So after that, another aspect that is so important is to work on the velocity of the new sample. The velocity has to be consistent. If you are replacing the snare, the velocity of the snare sample has to be consistent. If it's tom, it has to be consistent. Anything you are replacing, the velocity has to be consistent, because that's what will make the impact more, efficient. Okay, so after this, I press G to join all my regions together. You can see that's G. So I'll solo this place, go to the piano roll. I'll highlight everything. Talking about the velocity, I'll highlight everything and put all the transients. So I'll come to my velocity and choose around 90. Sometimes it depends on the song. Sometimes I choose 90 for the velocity. Sometimes I choose 85. Sometimes I choose 80. It depends on what I want to achieve per time. So, but that's not where it stops. So I have to scroll down to C1, because where I've not placed the the kick sample. I'm going to press it, but it's going to be on C1. So what I do next is to come to open battery. Then I'll go to where I stored my samples. So okay, no, it's not here. Desktop. I have samples around. I have my samples here, so I can come here and pick my kick. Okay. So that's a kick I'm gonna use. So I'll put it there. It's gonna take just a few seconds to initialize. Okay, we're there, so it's already on it. So I can now trim this to make it start from the beginning. You can see it's starting. So you can come to effect and add saturation if you will. You just make it more impactful. You can drop the saturation down, blend it to taste how you want it, however you want it. So you can see it's sounding. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to do before and after. I'm going to play the drums without the kick sample and see the difference. So this is with the kick sample. Can you see the difference? It's so impactful. It brings that heaviness, the punch into the mix. I'll put it off. Without, with. So that's drum. This is drum layering. But in the case of drum replacement, you can actually replace drums when you feel the drum bleeds are too much. Let's assume it on your kick, you feel the bleed on the snare is too much, is overpowering the kick sound, or you can hear vocals or other instrument on the kick sample or the snare sample. You can now decide to trigger it and eliminate the original recording. So that's just drum replacement / drum layering using Studio One in line with Battery 4 to trigger the drums. Thanks for watching. See you soon.